Hi, I'm Gavin Blair, your CEO here at Iowa Realtors, here with your Iowa Realtors President for 2025, Travis Bushaw. So Travis, you're from O-Line, you've got a family, you've raised here in Iowa, you are raised in Iowa, but why don't you tell the membership a little bit about yourself and just who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So grew up in Northeast Iowa, went to the University of Iowa, go Hawks, Gavin. After a few years in the Iowa City area, we moved up Northeast Iowa, closer to where I'm originally from, so my wife could start working at a pharmacy that she eventually owned. And I was a teacher when we moved up, but decided that maybe a break from teaching would be good. So got into real estate, and that was 2009. Not the best time to get into real estate, but it worked. Learned how to do the hard stuff, because that's what you had to do in 2009, 10, 11 to make a living. And so I did that until 2013. I became a broker owner of an independent brokerage that had a few offices in Northeast Iowa. And then in 2022, I went to work with Century 21 Signature Real Estate. So director of sales for them now. And through that whole process, been heavily involved at the local, state, and now national level.
So you mentioned it, obviously, you got involved locally first. Yeah. Talk about your experience locally and then kind of what led you to being involved at the state association.
Yeah, yep. So my second year in real estate, so full year, I guess, because I started at the very end of 2009, I became vice president for what was the Backbone Board. And so I was a president and then ended up being president a second year in 2014. So president 13 and again 14. And like I've mentioned, not because I was a great president, but because nobody else would do it. But thankfully during that time period is when we were working through the Iowa Association of Realtors, now Iowa Realtors, yep, and working into the mergers. And so 5 boards came together in Northeast Iowa and became the Northeast Iowa Regional Board. And so that happened in 2015, and then in 2017, I was the president for the the Northeast Iowa Regional Board. And so 2 years for Backbone, and then 1 year for Northeast Iowa as the local president.
So did all that. What got you more involved at the state association? What pushed you into being involved the way you are today?
The people, 100%. And I was, I told this story at my inaugural, but I was at summer meetings in Davenport, 2017. I was getting ready to head to my room because I knew nobody there, and literally grabbed my handle, was walking in, and the door next to me opened. And Scott Wendell, who, Wendell now, nobody calls him by his first name ever. Wendell said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm just going to go wait in my room till the next session starts." And he said, "No, you're not. You're coming to lunch with me." And so sat down at lunch, knew nobody else at the table there. And it's funny now looking back when I started kind of saying the names who were there, because it was Ken Clark, and it was Mark Camps, and it was Jen Burkamper, and it was Jen Kingland, and it was Wendell, and it was Kevin Plotz, and all these people that were highly involved, and I knew none of them. I just assumed they were other goofy realtors listening to the stories everybody was telling and making fun of each other. But as I hung out with them during that lunch, and then that night when we had our realtor softball game, and into the next day, I realized this at the state level is very similar to the local level. You find your people and you realize that there's incredible leaders that care more about just their business, that they care about protecting home ownership, but they also care about the industry and they care about each other. And so that's what got me involved really in 2018 and heavily involved ever since in committees and in a lot of chair positions, and then obviously moving up into leadership positions.
Absolutely. So you talked a little bit about obviously what got you passionate about being involved with the state association, and obviously the last few years have been a lot of change. Yeah. Do you have any goals for 2025 of what you want to see happen, what you want to see lay out, what you kind of want to put forward?
Yep. And Shaner obviously had a goal of promoting the Realtor brand, and I think he would have done an excellent job at that, but we did what we needed to do, and that was press pause on promoting us and instead protect our industry, protect our members, and really protect how real estate works for our buyers and sellers to make sure they're in the best position possible. And so my goal is to continue to obviously promote Iowa Realtors, but more importantly, to continue to work at the local association level to find out what's happening at the local level that we need to be aware of, because we need to support our members, because we know that change isn't done. So 2024 was a big year with the settlement and some legislative changes and some rule changes. We're not done. And so we continue to have those conversations of what's going to be best for our members that are Iowa Realtors, but really what's best for every real estate licensee in Iowa, and then what's best for the consumer, our clients.
Absolutely. So now the fun part of this, rapid fire.
Yep.
There will be some that you won't be able to answer in one word, which is fine.
Okay.
But mostly one word, and let's roll through it.
All right, I'm ready.
Favorite day of the week?
Saturday.
Fill the blank. Taylor Swift is?
Oh my gosh. The first thing I thought was Travis Kelce's girlfriend, but that's weird. Because Travis Kelce is Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Okay. Cut. Can we redo that one?
Nope,
right,
it's staying
going.
Place you most want to travel?
Fiji.
if you could travel back in time to any period or place, where would you travel?
Gosh. You know what? Being around in the 60s during the civil rights movement would have been pretty stinking cool.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 historical figures you'd want to have dinner with, dead or alive.
Oh, man. Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Yep.
You know what? And let's throw Barack Obama in there as one that's still alive.
I don't know if you'll actually talk that dinner for once.
You know, you might actually be able to just sit and listen. Which would be fun. Unique.
Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
No.
Good. Can you name the 7 dwarfs?
Oh, not even close. There's Sleepy and probably Happy.
Yep.
And there's Grumpy.
Yep.
Dopey.
Yep. 4.
Yeah, that's
Bashful, Sneezy, and Doc.
Yeah.
Close.
No, I don't
Good
think I've
enough.
ever seen.
Hey,
I don't think I've ever
above
seen
50.
Snow White. To be honest with you, I don't do
Seriously
Disney movies
Okay.
aside from like Lion King and Aladdin.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Can you dance?
Yeah, just not well.
Biggest pet peeve?
Loud eaters. My children and wife can attest to that. I can't
Do any of them eat loud?
Jackson does.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets a lot of reminders that I can't deal with it.
Who inspires you the most?
Oh man, my family.
Yeah.
100%.
What do you want people to know about you? And this can be a longer than 1 minute.
Yeah, no, it doesn't need to be long. I'm a very positive, happy person, and it's not me being naive. It's not me being overly optimistic. I see the good, and I see the benefit of everything that we do that's good.
I can attest to that. I agree.
Thanks.
In closing, anything you want to leave the members with, obviously, knowing that 2025 will still be some more year of change. Yeah. We know it's going to happen. We know there's going to be adjustments. Is there anything you want the members to know that going into this year?
Yeah, I think I'm excited for the changes that are happening because I do think in the long run, it's what's best for our industry. And I've had so many people say, gosh, aren't you glad you weren't president in 2024? Well, no, actually. Like I thrive in the chaos. I also like thinking very deep level at what is best for our members, what's best for everyone when it comes to real estate, because it is the best way to build generational wealth. And if we can find a way to protect that, that's huge. So was I glad I wasn't president? No, I think it would have been just fine because I know our leadership team and our staff would have dealt with it in the exact same way. And it's why I'm not at all concerned about what 2025 or the future brings. Our lineup of leaders and our staff is phenomenal. And I will argue this with probably anybody in the country. I think we have some of the best leadership and staff members here at Realtors. And that excites me because when we go places, I think other states look at us and say, hey, you guys got your stuff together. And it's because we care so passionately about each other. And in caring about each other, we care about the industry and the people we work with.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Travis. Looking forward to
easy.
a fun 2025 with you. And the best is yet to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.